The greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows with 1,000 faces.
Yeah, the great American Davidson. Oh my God, I can't even call him the great Harley Davidson anymore. They're running a con job out of you. News has broke that they're going to be moving production of a few motorcycles over to Thailand. Yes, Thailand. All you Harley Davidson fanatics out there. There used to be a deal where we would say, love the motorcycle, hate the company. I don't know. I try to live by that, but it ain't going so damn good. We're going to be covering that in today's show, the great Harley Davidson con job. We're going to have special guest biker news from Canada coming on to talk about it. And of course, I have the lovely China doll right now. What's up, China?
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah, how good are you doing?
I don't know, man. We went for a good ride today. You know, I did a big ass circle for you. Had some good stuff to eat today. Came home and dumped it.
Yeah, dude.
Came home and dumped it.
Just spray.
Oh
You're
my God, were
nasty.
you were mad.
Yeah, but then I added to it, so it's fine.
Yeah. Have you ever walked into a bathroom after China doll? It ain't the sweetest smelling thing.
God, it ain't any
Women
better.
smell bad, man, compared to a man. When that stuff comes out, man, it's like, damn, man, that came from her.
Better out than in. God, I'm telling you, you got to do what you got to do.
So we're going to be talking about the Harley Davidson con job. And I think that's really what we should call it, because they said if they move production of the motorcycles over to Thailand, that it would only be used in the Asian markets.
Yeah.
Come to find out, Al Bundy, the shoe salesman, the CEO of Harley Davidson, lied. He lied.
Dude, does that mean it's no longer American made?
It hasn't been an American made for a long time, but production was here in the United States. So yeah, it was Harley Davidson was, US made. But now you can't say that when you get a bike from Thailand.
Well, being that one of their locations in Wisconsin is moving some of its production there.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about that. First, we got to talk about, we're going to bring in biker news from Canada. We're going to be talking about this deal. Everybody's upset with Harley. Sturgis Harley's tent was empty.
Gee, wonder why.
They got the Bud Light treatment out there.
They got dissed.
Hardcore. Well, I guess that's what happens when you bring in a European CEO into an American company that bring all that crap from Europe over here. It's kind of whacked. It really is. It's kind of whacked.
It just makes me giggle hearing you say European.
European. Why does it make you giggle?
Because listen to the word. European.
It's kind of like European.
It's just like funny.
Should I say it that way?
European.
Anyway, we're going to bring on biker news from Canada. We're going to be talking about first this deal with this DEI stuff. And then we're going to, you know what? I'm going to prove a point here. The biggest point I'm going to prove is Harley Davidson should never anger their core customer base.
Oh, no.
And I am also going to refute the media's narrative of, that Harley Davidson's going global. They got to think outside the box. Well, I'm going to show you where the numbers are on that and why they should stop listening to the news media. You know what? I was actually on the front page of Fox News.
Yeah, I know.
I think I still am.
Yeah. You and BD.
Yeah, BD. He was talked to, but they did most of the article on me.
I know.
And I was like, okay, I thought they were going to be hostile towards me. You know how I get into it with them all the time.
Yeah.
But they actually printed a good damn freaking deal.
That guy was actually really cool because I was actually in the room when you were talking to him, and that guy was cool. He was funny.
Oh, he was cool. He's from Boston, Massachusetts.
Mm-hmm.
And he's in commie land too.
And he's all Boston. He had that accent,
Yeah,
Boston accent.
It's like
you can't even repeat that accent.
It's like New York and Boston. It's like, dude, somebody punch you when you woke up as a baby or something. You talk funny.
But the people say the same thing about you.
Yeah, they do, don't they?
You talk funny.
How do I talk funny?
Have you listened to yourself talk?
No, I'm not. I'm not like one of them conceited people that sit there and watch my videos all day. I record them and go somewhere else.
You record them and you're done.
I'm done.
You don't watch them?
No. But I thought it was a good article.
It was a good article. You should be very proud of that article.
And I think I made a lot of valid points about how Harley Davidson has left its core people.
Yep.
And how they stole the image that they've been riding on forever from outlaw bikers.
Mm-hmm.
But they want to look their nose down when one comes into a dealership.
Every time.
The dealerships are going crazy right now, crazy scared that they're going to have a Bud Light type boycott on their hands.
Dude, they'd be screwed.
You know how many are come out in the media and like trying to refute everything?
You know how many people have come out in social media saying they want to get rid of their Harleys?
I wouldn't go that far. I love the Harley.
Yeah, we can't.
But if you gave me an Indian, it would be different. I'd love Indian.
If they handed you one
because it's so hard to keep on doing this love the motorcycle, hate the company stuff, because we did that in the 80s and 90s, put the patches upside down, all that dumb stuff.
Yeah, and look at all the years you did Harley Davidson logo tattoos.
I never got one myself.
You never
did. And I
did?
addressed that in the article.
That's
where
why I brought it up.
What damn company has gotten billions of dollars worth of advertising for free, turns around and kicks their core customer in the nutsack? Who does that?
Harley.
Now all of a sudden they're trying to come out and refute everything because they're like, uh-oh.
Now you know somebody's gonna say something here, so I'm just gonna say it. What's with the sign?
What do you mean what's with the sign? I like my sign.
Yeah, I know.
You actually I got the metal part of it. You did the lighting.
I did. But it just proves you may not like the company,
but I like the bike.
But you like the bike.
Yeah.
It's just, who cares?
Somebody like you would be that dumb.
But I'm just saying, somebody's gonna say it in the comments. So I figured
they
I'd
always
point
do.
it
They're
out.
Haters.
Oh well, you have tons of those.
I'm gonna break their little hearts, like I did with that video that was just released on Monday. George Christie one-on-one with Jay Dobbins. He was the ATF agent that tried taking the Hells Angels down. I thought he did a freaking awesome interview, man. That was an awesome interview. You got to go check him out. Anyway, we're gonna bring on biker news from Canada. What's up, man?
Hey, how are you guys?
Good. So you're a Canadian, so you might not have so much invested like we do as Americans in Harley Davidson being an American company, but that we'll talk about in a second. What do you think about the backlash that they're having about all this DEI stuff?
How serious is everybody down there about that stuff?
Oh, they're huge.
The only motorcycle I've ever owned is a Harley.
Well, it is kind of funny. You're from Canada and we're from the States, and us looking at Canada, you got that Justin Trudeau. He's flaming woke, man. He's flaming woke. And it's hard to believe that you guys can live under it. Maybe it's because we have a different set of freedom thinking, I guess, here in the United States. We love our guns. They don't like there, I guess. I love my knives, I love my AKs, and it's just crazy right now. Yeah.
Oh, see, if it was happening and you see it in live, then you have to react.
Right. Well,
you have no choice.
A big thing that's been in the news about Harley is they're actually making a requirement where their employees have to go to this training to try to soften them up, whatever it is. And this conservative influencer, he found out about it, put it out, and that's why the big notion down here in the States is going crazy. Like I said, Sturgis, it's Harley Davidson
That's what I
tents
say.
were
It
empty.
it turns me to see how divided it is, eh? It's concerning to a certain point. It's like how far are some people willing to take their ideals, right? They might be able to. They might be willing to take these thoughts to the end.
Well, you know what? It's actually becoming that way, isn't it, China? Down here, it's like split down the middle.
Yeah, 100%.
People can't stand one side or the other.
Yeah.
And it's crazy how the politicians are the ones that actually cause this. You know, here we are listening to people that are professional liars in the first place.
And they
They-
don't give a shit about none of us.
They get
No.
paid to lie.
Well, that they do. But it is kind of concerning if you actually look into how Harley Davidson has evolved under this European CEO. He brought European values to a United States or an American company.
Now,
Right.
now these bikes that they're building overseas that they say are for the overseas market, are they models that you and I would buy anyway? Is it a
Well,
soft tail deuce? Is it a
Actually,
street glide?
one of the biggest ones that they are shipping over there, and it's actually the most bought bike in the Harley Davidson lineup, and that's a Sportster.
The Sporty's going overseas.
The Sporty, according to this article, which I'm
Wow.
going to get into, is going overseas. The Sportster, Nightster, and the Nightster Special, as well as production of Harley Davidson's more expensive touring bikes, trikes, and soft tail models will remain in the U.S. But the Sportster, Nightster, and I think it's the Pan American, yeah, will be going over there.
Which is kind of a newer model, right? I'm not familiar with the Pan American.
Oh man, you know what? We seen that one over at the dealership, and it was
Yeah.
like, yeah, I want that. That is
Yeah.
so cool.
Is it one of the ones that they classify an adventure bike?
Yeah, that's an
It's got
adventure
big-
off-road bike. Yeah,
Is that what it is?
yeah, it's a pretty kick-ass bike. I really like it.
So back in the day, we would call those enduros, right?
Yeah, it was enduros back there.
Okay.
So you're about my age.
Yeah. Okay. So they're just changing the terminology and shit and up to it.
Right. Now I'm gonna go over this right now. Let's get out here, share the screen. I'm gonna go and read this article right now, and we'll get some comments going. There we go. Anyway, this out of the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel by Rick Barrett. And it's kind of like a kick in the nutsack for the union workers, because they are the ones that are going to lose out most on this thing. Harley Davidson moving more motorcycle production to Thailand. Harley Davidson is moving more motorcycle production to Thailand, angering the union workforce in Wisconsin and Pennsylvania. The change is also notable for the the iconic American company, which some years ago, and this is what's got people upset here, it vowed it would never build bikes overseas for U.S. markets. And guess what?
They lied.
Harley Davidson has backtracked on that promise, planning to manufacture these bikes abroad and send them to the U.S. for American consumers. Bryant, president of the International Association of Machinists and Aerospace Workers, said, and it came on to go on to say, Harley Davidson's announcement to ship our working jobs to Thailand is a kick in the teeth to American workers and a betrayal of the company's legacy as an American icon. In 2019, nearly 600 IAM members at Harley Davidson and in Kansas City lost their jobs. This is going to be another big one for them. They're going to be losing jobs over there. But we'll skip ahead a little bit. The Harleys that will be produced in Thailand before you get all these Harley dealers out there trying to run counter propaganda include the popular Pan American Adventure bike and the sports series comprised of the Sportster, Nightster, and Nightster Special. What do you think of that, China? The damn Sportster being made in Thailand.
Well, the thing about that is, yeah, you started with a 77 Bonneville Triumph, but then your very next bike was a Harley Sportster.
Was a Sportster. I should have kept that Bryant Bonneville, man. I love that damn thing.
But and I'm not gonna lie, the 77 Triumph was compatible to a Sportster.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit bigger. The Sporty was a little bit bigger.
Well, that's because I got a 1200 instead of a 750.
Right, but
and they fly.
Oh yeah, yeah, they do. You found that out, didn't you, China? How fast those suckers?
Yeah, yeah. That was before the backrests were cool. I like the metal bar on my tailbone. It was great, and holding on for dear frickin' life. Where now I could sit back in my throne. On Big Red going, I'm free. But now, I couldn't do that back then. I would have fallen off. But, dude, like the Sporty is like an icon for Harley.
That's really, if you think about it, every biker really starts on one of them.
Majority of them,
most of them
on a Sporty.
Yeah.
And it's like now you're going to look at a Sporty and go, no, because it wasn't built here.
It wasn't built in the USA.
And that got sent here from Thailand.
And
no.
Regardless of what the CEOs say, that's the reason why their bike is so popular, is because it was made in America.
Right.
It helped America jobs. The money went through an American company.
And the funny thing is it's going to actually start like now, because they're saying that the Pan America Sporty S and the Nightster, all the 2025.
So everything, the 2025 models are going to be
from
made
Thailand.
In Thailand.
Made in Thailand.
What do you think about that as a Canadian, how the Americans are reacting to an American bike being made in Thailand, especially a real popular one?
Well, that's the thing, right? You can understand it, right? They're taking the jobs. It always comes down to the jobs. You can't take their jobs away from these guys for no reason. They're just doing it to save a buck.
Well, they are. And I really don't see how that Harley Davidson thinks it's going to get away when its main customers are in the United States. Right. Why would you even try to turn on them like that? And that's basically what they are doing.
And then, like you said, it's the same here, right? We're just across the river from each other, basically. Most bikers start on a Sportster because that's the first Harley you can afford.
You're exactly right on that.
Right.
Going on, as part of the overall manufacturing optimization strategy. Your strategy stinks right now.
Save money.
Harley Davidson is to temporarily transition the production of its non-core Revolution Max powertrain equipped models, Pan America, Sportster S, Nightster, to its existing manufacturing facility in Thailand for middle year 2025. Harley Davidson opened a plant in Thailand in late 2018, largely in response to a 31% tariff the European Union slapped on U.S. manufacturing motorcycles, which in turn was a response to then President Trump's tariffs on European steel and aluminum, which, I hope we get him back, man. We need some. Anyway, at the time, Trump claimed Harley was using the tariffs as an excuse for moving production abroad. And then he tweeted at the time, many at Harley Davidson owners plan to boycott the company if manufacturing moves overseas. Man, he was kind of right there in 2018, man, because there's a lot of people starting to boycott now. And that was over the DEI stuff. But
Yeah.
now this is like going to be a nail in their coffin, if you ask me.
Yeah, first they start with the DEI. Now they're going to send probably the biggest sellers overseas.
You imagine that sporty setup is in that Pan American. I bet you that thing flies.
Well, it does.
That'd be
But the
huge.
fact that I just can't believe that they're taking a swipe and really believe that the Sportster is going to be popular after being produced in Thailand. Because within the biker scene, they're going to be looking at them 2025s, every biker out there, and say, yeah, that ain't, yeah, made in Thailand. When is it going to fall apart?
And it's going to mess up the club guys too. It's not American made.
Yeah, you know what? That's actually a good point. You have to have an American made bike in a lot of clubs, and you can't go and say, yeah, I got a Sportster. Well, what year? They're probably going to start asking what year Sportster
If they
it
say
is.
2025, it ain't American made.
You imagine? You'd be pissed. It's going to bite them in the ass. You know it is. It's the problem with how they got everything working these days, that the stock market has to continually go up. And these companies, where are they going to get more money, more profit to make the value go up?
Well, this is the
Where are they
thing.
getting
When you bring that up, there's a lot of people that say that Harley Davidson's a global company. You know what?
Well,
It might be global, but at the same time,
yeah.
we're going to look at 2017 through 2022. In 2017, the units, and that's per Harley, they sold 147,972 in the US,
Right.
10,081 in Canada, Europe, Middle East, and Africa.
That's more than the rest of the world totaled up.
Well, you're right. 44,935. Asia, 30,000. Latin America, 94. What's that say to you, China? Who's their core customer? It looks like the United States, don't it?
States.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's funny because when you see their lovely graph there, man, Canada, you don't buy a lot of Harleys.
And then if you look at
We
the
buy them secondhand from the United States. They're cheaper.
there you go. As you look as the years progressed, you to see how bad it was really getting for Harley. And in 2022, they sold 109,190 compared to 147,972 in 2017.
That's a big drop.
Yeah, they haven't released the figures for 2023 or 2024, but what that is telling me is, Harley, you better start paying attention to your core customers, and what you're doing now is not going to work for you.
Well, and then you got to figure 2020, they didn't make a lot of money because, that was the height of COVID.
Right.
So not a lot of people did good that year. But if you excuse 2020 and look at the rest of it, I mean, 2019 and 2021 look very close as far as U.S. sales.
Yeah, but even now it hasn't picked up.
But you go from even just mentally thinking, being that they don't have it out for 2023 yet, I can probably guarantee that maybe 2023 might be a little bit lower than 2022.
Well, yeah, they're down like freaking 7% on sales, but what does that tell you about the management that, hey, you got a bunch of freaking controversies facing you right now? Maybe you should get back to being a true American brand.
I think they need to get back to the basis and concentrate on where it all began with the bikers.
Well, yeah.
The hardcore bikers.
Yeah, they loved it when Sons of Anarchy was a top show on TV. They must have been selling them like you couldn't keep up to them, I bet you, back then.
A lot of dynos.
Dynas. I owned a Dyna. I didn't mind my Dyna. It was one of my bikes along my way.
Yeah, I had that Dyna.
You had a Dyna for about 3 months.
For 3 months.
I had mine for one season. Yeah. Then I went to a street glide.
Yeah. Ain't me, sorry.
But my first bike ever was an FXR. Right? And those things were wonderful motorcycles.
Well, what's becoming more popular in Canada now? Is it still the Harley, or are you getting a lot of movement on Hondas, Kawasaki's with the younger people?
Well, that's the thing. When you look at the actual number of bikes on the road, there's way more Japanese bikes on the road. You know,
Well,
they'll
isn't it interesting that Harley Sportster's the one of the most popular ones, and it's a lower CC, and a lot of people with the Japs, it's what 750 CCs, their popular one. So that should be telling Harley Davidson, hey, you got to figure this all out here.
and they tried the Buell, but it didn't seem to catch on. Not up here.
Yeah, the Buell was it was a complete failure down here. Complete
Yeah.
failure. So
So
do you think
if
do
you're
you
a Harley guy, you don't want a sports bike look. So there's
no.
no sense trying to merge the two.
Well, that's because Harley, it's 45 and up as far as its core customers are concerned. It's always going to be that way.
Well, there's more Harleys in garages of doctors and lawyers and stuff like that than there is in the garages of a biker. You
Well,
know what
yeah.
I mean?
Oh, yeah. What do you think, Johnny? You think it's a con job by Harley?
I think I think they've done given up because of the fact that they're putting their concentration on the wrong group of people. Like right now, the younger generation that's coming up, the cost of a Harley is so expensive.
Could never do it.
Thus, the reason why a lot of the younger generation are honestly turning towards crotch rockets.
Well, that and
'Cause of
the younger
they're not as
generation looks at
expensive.
bikers as a bunch of hippie type of deals and uncool.
Well,
Or
there's both those things, right? There's the cost, but at least they're getting in the win, which is cool. And then there's what image are you after, right? Because a young kid isn't after the biker image, that often. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
They're not growing out their beard and wearing the leather and the shit. The young guys ain't doing that.
The young guys are in the need for speed, and they're thinking with the speed of their ninjas or katanas, they're gonna
gotta
bring in
admit,
the
man, they're-
babes. But they gotta realize that us women, no, we want to do it on a Harley, not no crotch rocket where
What are
your
you
back
talking about?
hurts.
Have you seen the women that they freaking get? They're freaking hot.
Yeah, I have. Because the first bike I was ever on was a katana. So yeah, I get it. But you know what? I got real tired of getting off that bike and my back was hurting. Okay.
Well, they got more women riders now on them type of bikes.
You get to
than
see a
us.
katana or a
And there's
ninja.
that too. There's that part of it too. They build a lighter, smaller bike,
And there's more women on them.
yeah.
And some of them women look hot as hell.
So what you just went against everything that you say. Women just want Harley. No,
I didn't say-
older bags do.
Really? You're calling us older bags now? Really?
Well, yeah, you're old
Really?
bags. You're
Oh.
dinosaurs.
Well, I had the old brick stage. You know what I mean? You hit it eventually.
And what female does not, as soon as they hear a Harley engine go by, does not stop in their tracks and look? They all do. They all do.
I don't know about
At
that.
my job, every single person that's in there, customer wise, when I'm at work and we hear a bike go by, it's like everybody in the store stops and looks out the window.
Well, because
Yeah.
you hear it. When I go by on the Road King,
Yeah, everybody
you can
looks.
hear.
I can hear it coming.
You'd hear 10 blocks away.
Yeah, I can hear you start it in the driveway, for God's sake.
My dog used to know when I was on my way home, just from the sound of the bike, right?
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, the
Mhm.
dog would always be waiting for me. Yep. But yeah, so it's funny. I find that with the videos I do. So I do a lot of events and shit that's happening in Canada. And all of a sudden there's riding clubs everywhere, which is something I'm not used to. Back 20 some years ago, that wasn't a big thing up here, right? But they're doing good stuff and they're doing community stuff. And so I'm covering it, right? And that's what it seems is there's an age, bam, 35 or whatever that age is, that you sell your Japanese bike or you put it in the corner because you still like it, and then you go buy that Harley.
Well, that
You
is
know what
true.
I mean? Because you really wanted a Harley deep down anyway.
Right.
You know.
So you cover news up in Canada. So what's your channel about? Then you have a book out.
Oh yeah, thank you, bro. Yeah, so I'm Biker News Canada, and I try to do a daily video. So I just got my equipment back, thankfully. So like on Monday, I'll tell you what weekly rides are coming up Tuesday, and maybe throw you a little map of where it is and who the host is and what to expect. And then as we get into the weekend, then I talk about charity rides and poker runs and like you say, there's always something going on. I'm pretty impressed.
Now, are you covering just regular independent stuff? Are you covering what else are you covering on your channel?
Well, that's yeah. So I'll do a lot of riding clubs and riding, like Masonic orders and stuff like that. The odd diamond club, but only if it's a public event and I know it's meant for the public. Those are the ones that I do. And some news, right? But there's not really that much going on. And I kind of hate. Somebody mentioned this when I first started doing videos. I kind of hate feeling like I'm perpetuating the cops' version of events from what you find online in the news story. You know what I mean? It's like so-and-so got arrested for doing blah, blah, blah. That's the only news.
Well, yeah, if it bleeds, it leads, let me tell you.
Yeah.
What about your book? What's the name of your book and all that good stuff?
So the book, this is about the time I was in the club. The club names and everybody else's name who was involved has been changed for obvious reasons. It's called One Night at the Playpen, and it's on Amazon. Or if they want to figure out how to contact me directly, I'm not that hard to find. I got a biker news group on Facebook, same name, same logo as the YouTube, so they can find me. I'll send them an autograph version if they like. So the book takes you from when I met my first member of said club, through the hang around stage, through the probationary prospect stage, and into membership until I retired. So it's a big segment of my life.
Rock on. There's a lot of people. Well, George Christie had his book out. He came out with a YouTube channel, and I thought the YouTube channel was good. A lot of people, you know how internet warriors go. Boy, do I love breaking their hearts. But anyway, it's amazing how a lot more people are doing what we're doing.
Well, see, I jumped in all this and started watching you first. I was like, I wonder if I can do that, but center it in Canada. And then I started watching the other bigger ones, right? And I was like, I'll give this a try. It's not as easy as you think it is, and I'm just picking at the surface. I'm getting the low-hanging fruit. You know what I mean? If it's on Facebook and you're doing a poker run, I'll put it in a video. So I don't dig any further than I joined a bunch of groups, Motorcycle Riders of Toronto, Motorcycle Riders of Kitchener, Motorcycle Riders of Alberta, and I just take all their events and put them into a video.
Well, that's cool. So it's mostly the independent scene that you're covering.
Yeah. And actually, I've been doing some interviews with the guys from these riding clubs and stuff, and they're nice guys. They're great people.
Well, I love covering the independent side of things now. It just seems like they are the majority of riders out there, and I know I got sick of all the drama. So
me too. And you've been doing it way longer than me.
Yeah, the drama is thick when it comes to that type of stuff.
To say the least.
To say the least,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. And I can't imagine how much of it you've lived.
Oh man.
Well, let's just say since we've been together for 30 years.
Told you she's an old bag.
30 years. And I've been with him through ups and downs. With him being independent now, he is much more happy.
Oh, that was the other thing. I'm glad you mentioned that, because when I first started watching you, you were in a club. You were a 1%er.
Yeah.
So I've seen a 1%er. I've seen what I've heard referred to, and this is new to me too, now 99%er. And
that 99%.
That's Black Dragon.
That's PB. You can't come to Chicago and say 99%er, man. They'll knock the hell out of you.
Yeah, that number doesn't exist in Chicago.
If you said that in Canada, they would like, what are you talking about? What is that? You know what I mean?
There's
That's all
only
right.
one club in Chicago that's a 99%, and that's the DC Eagles, man. You just don't use that around here.
That's all right. You should have seen the look on Hollywood's face when he first said it to Hollywood.
I was like, what are you talking about?
And I've spoken to him. He's phoned me and stuff. Like I've spoken to him. I got nothing but love for Dragon. He's a nice guy.
Yeah,
He's a very
going.
good guy.
You know what? He's going through some.
Oh, they beat him
really
up pretty bad.
really messed up stuff.
Yeah.
And it just shows you the flip sides of clubs where, you know what, it was when I started way back, it wasn't like that. Now it's all about politics and who you just screw faster.
Yeah.
You know, many people have said lately, well, you're bashing on clubs, and I'm not bashing on them. I'm just showing you the other side of it, which seems to be the big side now.
Exactly. See, when I wrote this book, and when I was a 1% club guy, we weren't all about lollipops and lemonade stands.
Oh yeah, we weren't.
We were about we did what we did, and we did it hard and whatever, right? That's how we felt about it. So this book's got a lot of the dirt that I did, and I did tons of it, right? Nothing stupid that's going to get me thrown in jail for the rest of my life. I wouldn't put that in a book, but you know what I mean? It is what it is. That's how we lived at that time. I'm not the same guy anymore. I don't live that way no more. But
well, I think everybody needs to hear that is we don't live like that anymore. So we're not in a box where they try to put us at.
right.
And I'm talking about the Christie interview. He's not in the club any damn more. He's out there making his money. And people are saying, well, he's living off the club. Wait a second, dude. He put 40 years into that club, man. You know how much money he put into that club?
Exactly.
He's getting it back.
And you know as well as I know, you don't walk away from a club with the same amount in your pocket as when you went in. It doesn't matter how many years you were doing it. It doesn't matter.
You get
something
tired.
about that.
You get tired of hearing people say, well, you're living off a club's name. You know what? Shut up, stupid. You haven't even hung around it.
I think I threaten you in the comments is never, you know what I mean? Stop it, bro. You didn't even put on a prospect badge. You have no idea even the steps I took to get where I got.
Exactly.
Don't worry about you.
And the funniest thing is the biggest hater are the ones that are just the supporters that are too afraid to go into it.
Oh, right.
They're the ones that don't want to even, I'm going to wear your support shirt, but I'm never going to ride with you. I'm going to never go for the membership, but I'm going to be a supporter. And then I'm going to talk you guys all the time.
And you know, that's a big decision to make, right? So I had became roommates and very good friends with a member of this particular club. And he hung me out, and I wore the support gear, and he hung me out, and he told me, you're going to need to know this, you're going to need to know that. As over 5 years, 6 years period, right? It wasn't a couple months. We knew each other. Mm-hmm. And then the man got shot and killed at the bar I was working at. That's where the book kicks off, right? And then from there, I had to make that decision, right? And it's a big decision in a guy's life. You know what I mean?
It used to be. It really used to be. To me, not so much anymore.
Oh, it meant the world to me.
But not with the newbies.
You got so many clubs, and you know what? This is the truth. You got so many clubs, including the big ones, that are recruiting on the internet.
Yeah, that's true.
It used to be something sacred.
Like some of the riding clubs that I do interviews and shit with, you can join some of these riding clubs on the internet.
Oh,
Send them $50. They send you a little patch kit to sew on your thing, and you're a member, right?
Right.
And then some of them make you prospect. Well, if you're a riding club, what the hell do you need a guy to prospect for?
Because they're trying to emulate the big clubs
without having to do it.
If you're a 99% club that doesn't do anything illegal, what do you have to have a man out bad for? Well, that's not the way I took it when I was in the club thing, right? Out bad meant something.
Right. Well, you know, a lot of people, I think, are starting to see how bad it really can be after what happened to Black Dragon. Right. I can't believe they went at him that way. Here, the guy has a big following on the internet, and you're going to try to hit them. And I said, okay, man, we're going to bring you on my show now.
Yeah, I watched that one. I watched that show. Yeah.
And I'm going to be asking the question.
And they talked around in circles mostly.
Oh, that's, yeah, exactly.
You know?
And people got to see the dark side of clubs. It's, you know, this lifelong freaking deal about brotherhood and stuff like that. Come on.
Oh, I seen it happen inside bigger clubs with the diamond on their vest, right? I've seen it go down. It's quick and it happens fast.
Mm. And now with the advent of the internet, man, it just goes quicker.
It can be jealousy. It can be anything. And it's just a quick motivation. Somebody makes a decision. They get enough guys saying the same shit and it happens.
Exactly.
Oh, that's just like the word brotherhood just gets thrown around now, because it's like, if you look at the big picture of it, back in, the 90s, right?
Yeah.
Back in the 90s, if you said brotherhood, it really was brotherhood. Because
when I was a hang around, I called one of the members, bro, and he ripped my flipping head off. You haven't earned the right to call me that yet. And he was right.
It's a different time period, man. It really was.
Now people throw the brother word around like it's nothing.
Yeah.
See,
it doesn't have meaning behind it like it used to.
What we started doing on the telephone, because everything was being listened to, was we called everyone bro. Prove who I was talking to, right? So, but it's not the same. I know what you're saying. It's not the same anymore. It's heavy on the bro when you want something.
Man. Well, anyway, this is Biker News Canada. He has a book out on Amazon. Man, Amazon is really a great platform if you want to get your thoughts out in a book. It's better than trying to get through the publishing houses.
Yeah. And how many you got out there now?
I think I got 4.
4.
I'm writing the second one. So the next book that it's done. I just got edited out. Is the good parts of being in a 1% or any sort of motorcycle club. The brotherhood, the feeling of acceptance, and all the good stuff.
Right.
The papers and the you're never going to hear about that in the newspaper, right?
Exactly.
So I'm putting it in and it's good for your mental health, right?
I am going to be talking to BD. I just found out he's trying to take the title of my book. I was like, what the hell are you doing?
Brotherhood and Betrayal. That's the title of your last book.
I've already read that book.
Yeah. BD's trying to take that title for his book.
Yeah.
Oh, silly man.
It ain't happening.
No, you'll just have to talk to him. He'll change it up.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, that's Biker News Canada. We're going to be right back after this commercial.
Is an in-depth look at the trials and tribulations of street gang and motorcycle club life. This isn't the run-of-the-mill book that doesn't give the goods. This book will go into detail of events that actually happened. All materials in this book have been approved by those involved. There is nothing poetic, nor is there any price worth paying for the life we choose to live on the streets. James Hollywood Machikari, Brotherhood and Betrayal.
All right, we are back, and I thought that was a great conversation, Gina.
It was.
What did you think about it?
He's cool. I liked his voice.
You just like that European.
European. I still think that's funny. I don't care who you are. That's funny.
All right, we're going to go to the article I was talking about. Harley Davidson used bikers before woke controversy. Former outlaw rider says. This is by Kerry Bryant, and he was pretty cool.
He was funny.
He was pretty cool.
He was making me giggle.
Bad boy riders say they stood by motorcycle maker through thick and thin, now feel abandoned. I think a lot of us have already felt abandoned.
Yeah, you think?
Okay, here we go. Let's see here. Bikers who say they gave Harley Davidson brand its bad image over the years and even claim a role in helping build its success. Do you think we had a little hand in its success?
What, riders?
As far as Harley, our bad boy image?
Yeah, 100%.
It's going to be one of them deals where China's like,
No.
Say they feel kicked to the curb amid the American motorcycle makers' global expansion. And we talked about that expansion. You might be selling some bikes over there, but the main market's here in the U.S. Recent concerns about the brand's latest woke tendencies also appear to have quickened the discontent among some. And here's a quote from me. Yes, me. Harley used the motorcycle clubs and used the loyalty of a lot of bikers for decades to build the brand. James Hollywood Machikari, a former 1%er or outlaw club member, told Fox News Digital this week. What do you think? He even called me a motorcycle media mogul. I love that.
He did. Oh my God, that was so cool.
Is founder of Insane Throttle, a biker content platform, host of Motorcycle Madhouse.
Yeah, see, that's where he screwed up, though.
What do you mean?
You're not the host of Motorcycle Madhouse. I am. Just putting it out there.
And author of 4 books on his life of crime as a Harley riding outlaw. What? I didn't say that.
No. No, that was his words.
I got to deal with that dude. I got to talk to him.
Dude, I'm getting a kick out of the picture, though. I'm just saying.
Oh, man, that's like from ever ago.
That's from like 1994.
I was on, no, that was 2002, I think it was.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because
I
that's
don't
what I'm
think
on,
so.
is that 2002 Sporty right there. I'm a motorcycle and media mogul.
I know.
News-wise, anyway. Nobody can whoop me in biker news, okay? I'm sorry.
They can try, and they all are.
They were off. See, this is where I didn't say any of this. Well, it's not quoted
Dude,
to me. It's him.
I read the article, and when he actually quotes you, he did get it right, because
Yeah.
I was there when you said it. But what he's saying now is out of his mouth, not yours.
Exactly. This one's from me. The biker stuck with Harley through the AMF years in the 1970s when the bikes were junk and nobody else wanted them. And here's where I made the where I said, yeah, come on, what brand gets tattooed all over people like Harley? You know, Harley got loyalty and billions in free advertising. Don't you think I was right on that one?
Yeah, 1,000% right. I don't know how many days I would be at the tattoo shop and how many of those Harley Davidson logos you would do in a day compared to all the years you were a tattoo artist.
And I talked about the rub invasion of the 90s. Harley prices soared in the 1990s when accountants, doctors, lawyers proved they were willing to pay a premium to don the armor of a Harley rider. The relationship with bikers worked for Harley for decades. Then all of a sudden, if I walked into a Harley Davidson dealership with my patch, they snubbed their noses, even though I probably made more than half the owners. And this is true.
That's true. That's 100% true. And, you know, I was with you on numerous occasions. There's a big difference when you walk in there with a vest on compared to when you walk in there without one. When you walk in there without one, they're going to approach you hardcore. You walk in there wearing a vest, they keep their distance.
You know what's funny? He went to a Harley Davidson dealer in Texas. Many with the Harley Davidson community, however, refute the narrative that the company has rejected its roots. Harley has not gone rogue, a longtime dealership employee in Texas told Fox.
Okay.
He goes on to say, they're not hiring transgender influencers to ride down the road on Harleys. None of these programs that led to the woke accusations were mandatory. So they do have them.
That's just proving that they have them. Doesn't mean they're making them go to it, but it does prove that they do have them. The training seminars.
So they're you just called them out.
Yeah,
They do have them.
they do have
So
'em.
the influencer was not lying.
Nope. Mm-mm. Because the dude from Texas Harley just said it. Just saying.
Oh my goodness. You know, I'm trying to find where they had Black Dragon in this one. Let's see
Keep
here.
going.
Oh, here it is. Let's see here. The American dream has never been about backing those that back you. It's always been about backing those that make you money. John Bunch II, I thought he was the third, one of the nation's most high-profile club leaders, known as Black Dragon in the biker community. Bunch is the former national president of Black Sabbath Motorcycle Club Nation and host of Black Dragon Biker TV. So as long as you make Harley Davidson money, Harley Davidson will be loyal to you. And when they felt as though you're not capable of making them money anymore, like any other company, they're going where they can make the money. Now, is that something right to say, though?
No.
Or do you stay with your core business?
I think companies need to stay with their core business
Mm-hmm.
because look at all the companies that made the mistake of not.
Mm-hmm.
They're all going down. And I don't think Harley wants to go down with, Bud Light.
There's another picture, man. What the hell, man? I love this. I'm all over the place again. That's a good
Aw.
picture. I never thought when I took that picture way back then. See, I got the German eagle and the Swazi on there in his front page. It's front page. I don't think they noticed it. Do you?
No, I don't think so.
That's some funny stuff. I just noticed that.
You didn't notice that before? I saw it when you sent me the article.
I didn't notice it.
You didn't pay attention. You were just reading the words, right?
I read a couple of the words, then I had to get back to work and stuff.
No,
I don't know why the hell though that they put in this Rolling Wheels Germany in there. I guess it says to help turn Harley Davidson into a global brand. But like he said, it's cheaper to buy it on the used market in Canada than it is from them because the prices for Harleys are astronomical.
Yeah,
he
said in Canada they buy second-hand Harleys from the United States because they're cheaper.
It's crazy how much they want in a different country.
Oh yeah, it's ridiculous.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
So what you think about this article? You like this one better than the other ones?
I
got a lot of articles out there.
I'd say it's one of the top 5.
One of the top 5.
Yeah.
I still can't believe they put that picture in there.
I'm kind of surprised. They didn't see
they
what
got
they were
that.
putting.
They didn't see what they were putting down there with that. But that just goes to show you, we thought different back then.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, people will be crazy over that.
Yeah. Nowadays, man, they look at you differently than they did back then. You get called all kinds of stuff.
Well, I get that called all the time.
Well, you get haters everywhere you turn, so it's fine.
What do you think about the Harley's tent being empty at Sturgis?
Does it surprise me? No, because like last year, the freaking Budweiser tent was freaking empty. So it's like, hey, next, who's going to be empty next year?
All I know is Harley Davidson, you are really starting to upset a lot of people.
And if you think about it, when we got inventory a few months back for Budweiser, Harley Davidson's logo was all over the Budweiser boxes.
Ouch.
Yeah. So just saying. They were.
I did not know that.
Yeah. They were all over the Budweiser boxes.
Unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that is this week's Motorcycle Madhouse Morning Mayhem. China Doll will be back. Yeah, she's hosting her own, I guess it's a Motorcycle Madhouse offshoot. We should just call it China's Viper Pit or something.
I already have my own channel for that.
Why don't you always promote it?
Because I can't figure.
I forgot.
Because I can't figure out how to put any of my morning shows over on it.
Oh, you are China Doll. Yeah.
Well, I'm not a social media expert
or a media mogul.
Then no, I'm not that. I'm just me.
You're just you.
Yeah, I'm just me riding in my.
Is an in-depth look at the trials and tribulations of street gang and motorcycle club life. This isn't the run-of-the-mill book that doesn't give the goods. This book will go into detail of events that actually happened. All materials in this book have been approved by those involved. There is nothing poetic, nor is there any price worth paying for the life we choose to live on the streets. James Hollywood Machikari, Brotherhood and Betrayal.